Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. It is that time again to rank my last 10 palettes. I feel like I just did this, but with all of the holiday releases, I've been playing with and testing out so many things. So here we are again. I love doing these videos. I love just kind of recapping what I've tried lately and really trying to hone in, look deep within myself and figure out what are my favorites that I've recently tried. And as it's been lately, this is a really good batch of palettes. It pained me to put anything in the bottom. Like, I feel like everything is gonna get ranked. I feel like at least in the upper half of the grand ranking for the end of the year, but we will just have to see, won't we? That will be one of the last videos of the month, so just stay tuned for that. I'll be ranking all of the palettes I tried this year. It's a lot, and I'm very excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. But we're gonna focus on this video this time. I initially did get this video idea from Annette's Makeup Corner. I'll have her channel linked down below for you. And before we hop into it, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all that good stuff by the time this video goes up. Although if you watch the tutorial, you'll see I did not have my little face gems on. I am trying to have like face gem December where I put like little face crystals and stuff like that on my face for every look this month. So I may have forgotten a couple times already, but I'm trying. So if you look at this tutorial later and you're like, the face gems aren't there, it's because I remembered after the fact. And as far as my accessories go, I just have these danglies and I don't know where they're from because they were a gift. So without further ado, let's just hop in and rank my last 10 palettes. Oh, again, this was a tough one. These are all just great palettes. I knew going into it this would be tough. I was 100% sure what my number one would be. The second, third, and fourth place could have been switched around in various orders. And really everything like 5 and below was in a different position at some point or another. But I ended up just really deciding based on very nitpicky things why I ended up placing things the way I placed them. But again, even the things that are in the bottom are very fun palettes. I'm very, very into them. Just something has to be first, you know? They can't all be first. And as always, if you think I'm forgetting a palette, I promise you I'm not. It either was in the last ranking, I don't have it yet, and I'll be using it soon, and it'll be in a future ranking, or I just simply don't have it. And you are mistaken, my friend. So yeah, let's just hop in. Let's kick it off with number 10. Again, it makes me very sad that this is in the 10th spot, but it's just how it worked out. Number 10, I decided to give to my Cat's Meow palette from Black Moon. I treated myself to this when it launched. I love Black Moon as a brand and I'm a cat lady. I had to have this palette. It's very cute. We have lots of chaotic kitty things going on. It's a very funky, interesting color story. Very like, kind of weird, whimsical, but very grungified. It's very fun. The mattes are such a beautiful formula. I love them so deeply. I don't love that this shade with the very beautiful multicolored sparkles, the sparkle doesn't really stick around. It just looks like a black. I really wish it would have just been a black instead of giving me false hope. But typically with shadows like that, I never expect the sparkle to stick around. I just wish it would because it's so pretty. And we do have this toppery shade over here, which is lovely. It's a very nice kind of soft pink glowy shade. It also layers on top of things really well. The main reason I did put this so low is just because even though I do love some good mattes, don't get me wrong, I do love really special shimmers, or at least just some shimmers. I feel like if this would have had even 1 or 2 really nice shimmers in it, it would have gotten ranked a lot higher, but be as it may, I will most likely be incorporating other things when I play with this palette, other sparkly, shifty, shiny things, which is fine. I don't need every palette to be a one and done, but for the purposes of this ranking and me pitting all these against each other and also having a really hard time forming my thoughts on the order I wanted to do things, that was just one of the nitpicky things that ended up putting this one at the bottom. But otherwise, I do think it's a beautiful palette. The formulas are so lovely. And if you're into like weird, grungy, chaotic color stories and cats, this might be for you. Moving on to number 9. Again, I love this. I feel like I should not have to keep repeating myself, but you would be surprised the people who would get offended if I don't specify that even if it's low, it doesn't mean I don't like it. I love this palette, but I ended up giving it to the Light Scatters palette from Clionadh and Bad to the Brow. I'm so excited about this collab. I'm so excited for both of them. I'm so proud of both of them. This is such a fitting collab. Millie killed it with this. She's been the multi-chrome queen forever, and this palette is no exception. These are stunning. They are so shiny and reflective and transformative and just so, so cool. And the only reason I ranked this one lower is just because I'm very often not going to play with just a multi-chrome palette. This is very much going to be a companion for me. I'm going to bring it in for other things, like for instance, these would go great together because we have really cool mattes and really cool multi-chrome, so they would play nicely together. But because of the fact that I'm just not really going to play with this by itself is the only reason everything else beat it out. Everything else is very much that more matte to shimmer ratio kind of thing. And I'm glad this is the way it is. I feel like this just makes so much sense that this is a full multi-chrome palette for the multi-chrome queen herself. But again, just for the purposes of my thought process in this ranking, this is why this one is here. But again, it is stunning. If you need just like the best multi-chromes you will ever find, Clionadh is where to go. And by the way, I've done looks with all of these palettes. You can check my Instagram, YouTube, all the things. There is definitely inspo out there for you. I will also have all of these linked down below for you, as well as any discount codes if I have any. Moving on to number 8. This is the last one that I had more of a nitpicky thing to talk about with it. It doesn't make it bad, again, by any means. It's just one small thing that isn't my favorite thing, and that's okay. The rest of the palette, though, makes me so happy. And I do also want to say this is from the Cosmic Brushes Sinister Mystery Box. So if you do not want to see this palette and don't want to be spoiled if you ordered it for yourself and have been avoiding videos talking about it, I will put a timestamp right here of where to jump to in the video so that you don't get spoiled. So let me give you a moment to skip ahead. Let's move on. So it is the Sinister palette from Cosmic Brushes. I love this brand with my entire soul. And I really thought this whole like spooky mystery box was such a cool idea. I loved just all the unique tones. They explicitly said this box was meant for creatives, and I completely agree with that wholeheartedly. Just so many fun, funky things. And this palette is so cool. I love the kind of muted gray tones. I love the purples. I love the combination of the bright reds with the more muted pinks. I love a pink purple combination. I think it is so good. I love this. I love everything about this except for one thing. And I do think it's funny and I think it's creative. It's this shade right here called Ghost. It is a clear eye gloss. It is hilarious. I think it is so funny, but for me and my makeup preferences, I don't put eye gloss on. It's just not my thing. I'm not editorial like that. I'm not taking artistic pictures, and I feel like an eye gloss isn't something that's like you're gonna wear it all day. You do it for like a picture. I don't want sliminess on my eyes. It's just not my journey. So because of the fact that I'm never gonna use this shade, that's why I had to knock it down a little bit. But because I just love the balance of like all these beautiful special shimmers, all of the fun, delicious mattes. I love the color story itself so much. That's why I ranked this just a little bit higher than the other two things. But like I said, this basically whole bottom half of this video were all moved in different orders at some point in time because they're all just so great. Just when I have a big batch of great palettes, I gotta be nitpicky. And that was my nitpicky one, was that shade specifically. Moving on to number 7. It's actually what I'm wearing right now, and I think it is so pretty. I love this look. I'm very happy with it. But it is the newest 6 pan in Ensley Reign's Little Critter series they've started. This is the 3rd one in the series. This is the What the Fox. And this is my personal favorite of the series so far. It is so cool. I love the earthy tones. I love kind of the blue-green meets this like reddish brown. It's just so pretty. The shifty shimmers are everything. Like, they are gorgeous. The mattes perform so well. This is delicious. I love it so much. I love the foxy theme. It's all very cute. And again, this is one that I thought I might even potentially rank it even higher. But as it stands, I just felt more of a pull toward the things that are next in this ranking. So that's kind of why I landed on this one. And at the end of the day, a 6 pan isn't my favorite like size of a palette anyways. I do prefer like, I feel like 9 to 15 is my sweet spot. Maybe even 9 to 20. I feel like 9 to 20 is my like favorite range. Any bigger and any smaller, I kind of just, I don't know. It's just not my favorite. We all have preferences. It's not that deep. So again, maybe it's just the nitpickiness that this is only 6 pans, but I also do love that they've been coming out with this little mini series. I think it is so great. I think it's going to be more affordable for people who want to try the brand but don't want to spend the money on their giant palettes, which I will talk about one here soon. I think it's very fun. I think it's very cute. This is my favorite one so far. I just love the tones, but I love everything else just a little bit more in this video. Moving on to number 6, I decided to give it to the other Ensley Reign release. This is the Light in Your Eyes palette. This is one of their more larger palettes, if you will. It's very cute. I love this a lot. I'm very into it. I call this spicy neutrals. It's definitely neutrals with a twist. I love the combination of these more kind of like cooler toned browns with all these earthy, grungy shades. So many beautiful shifty shimmers. This is just so pretty. It's stunning. I feel gorgeous when I wear it. I like that I can do things that are very pretty and whimsical, but I can also do things that are very dark and grungy and sultry. If I wanted to, I could play more neutral with it. If I wanted to, I can be more colorful with it. There's a lot of options with this. It's a way to make neutrals interesting for me as someone who prefers color, and I just love this. I'm very, very into it. The formulas are stunning, and especially when it came between these two, as much as I love just this very cohesive little theme, I love a theme, I just could not rank this one higher. Like, it's just pulling to me. It's so good. Moving on now to the top 5 of this current ranking. It's all been great palettes so far, but these 5 really do something for me. Number 5, I'm giving to the Spellcraft from Lethal Cosmetics. Major bonus points for the packaging. Like, I just love that it's like a little book. It is so cool. And also, if you know me at all, you know I love a spooky, like witchy theme. I love a witchy vibe. And with it being kind of a witchy palette combined with the book component, like you've sold me. It's so pretty. And I love just the color story of this. I love that it's kind of like half purple tones, half earthy tones. It's a very fun combination. The shimmers that are in here are so good. They are so sparkly and beautiful. I got so many compliments when I've done looks with this palette, like not only just in my videos, but like in real life. I think this is so pretty. It's just gorgeous. It's muted and smoky and grungy and all the good things. I love this. Like, chef's kiss. This was a great one. Like, one of my favorites Lethal has done. Like, I feel like the Avatar: The Last Airbender collection will remain my favorite probably for a long time, but this is pretty close up there. This was a great one. Next up, number 4, I'm giving to my other Cosmic Brushes palette. This is the 'Tis the Season, and it is so pretty. This was from their holiday launch this year, and I just love her. Like, I love Cosmic Brushes, as I've said already in this video, and this palette just makes me so happy. I love that we kind of have a play on classic Christmas colors, but like with more pizzazz. I love the splashes of bright color. I love the very rich royal purples. I love the fun, funky, like berry tones. It is so pretty. I've had such a fun time playing with this. I just adore it. Again, their formulas are just so good. Their mattes are so blendable, and their shimmers are so shifty and special. I love this. Honestly, when I first laid eyes on it, I thought this would for sure be at least ranked number like 2 or 3, but a few other things had come out, so it kind of stole the show a little bit, but this one is so good. Such a fun, festive release. And again, I'm a sucker for a theme. I'm a sucker for a holiday. This is very fun. Moving on to the top 3. These top 3 are so deserving. Like, they are going to be very high up in my grand ranking at the end of the year. I can see it now. Number 3, I'm giving to the new Gourmande Girls Frozen Kiss palette. This is so good. One of the best this brand has ever done. It is so beautiful. I love this color story. I love these kind of muted, grungy, wintry tones. It is so pretty. The shimmers that are in here are outstanding. I love this kind of weird marbled shade over here. It's just so good. This like reflective deep blue, like it almost just looks like a blue shimmer in the pan, but when you put it on, it is so reflective. I feel like there's so many beautiful like shifts from dark to light blue. It is so good. So good. The mattes are just everything. I love the combinations that you can do with this. I feel like whether you go a little bit more with like the bluer, cooler tones or play with these pops of warmth, you're still gonna get a very grungy, wintry vibe, and I just think it's so cool. Again, I'm a broken record, but I love a theme. And this hit the nail on the head. I just think it is stunning, and I'm in love. Next up, ranked number 2, this is the Realm of Fairies palette. It was a collaboration between Sassy Fairy and Bella Beaute Bar. I went years never being told it was pronounced Beaute. I was just living my life, but rest assured, the pronunciation police have arrested me. I am making up for my actions. But yes, the Realm of Fairies palette, it is so good. Very much a like whimsical, blue-gray, muted. I love this palette. I love like a blue tone. I love cool tones. I love periwinkle tones. This is everything. Everything is just so inky and delicious. The shimmers are so good. They are so ethereal and shifty and magical. Like, you very much have to be into like cool tones and blues and gray tones, like the mixture of it all, to be into this palette. I feel like this was targeted to me specifically. I love it. I love the fairy references. It's just everything. So, so cool. I'm so excited about this. This was a very well done collab, and I feel like it was made for me personally. Moving on now to number one. I do not think this will surprise anyone because I have been raving about this ever since I laid my eyes on it. It is just so good. It's the Dede Signature Fearless Holiday Palette. It is everything. It is so good. My favorite palette this brand has ever done. One of my favorite palettes I have tried this whole year. I just think the brand knocked it out of the park with this one. It is so pretty. It is just so, so beautiful. I love the colors. I love that it's very bright, but also very like jewel toned and kind of grungified. The shimmers are so pretty. They are so shifty and lovely on the lids, and these mattes are just so rich and so beautiful. I love the funky tones. I love the way it's laid out. It's so inspiring. I love this. I love this so much. I just am so blown away that the brand did this. It's so good, and I really hope they continue this trajectory. I think this is so just well thought out, well done. It's beautiful. It's aesthetically pleasing. I just love everything about this. It is everything to me. This sits in my brain rent-free at all times. So yeah, this is my most recent ranking. I hope you enjoyed. Again, my grand 2024 palette ranking is probably just like 2 weeks away. So stay tuned for that. That's always such a fun video. I kind of did like giant chunks of rankings throughout the year. Like I think every third of the year I did a big ranking, and it was very fun. So we're officially gonna be marking the end of all of the palettes very soon. I just have a few more things I want to test out before I film that video, but I'm very excited. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any of these palettes? Do you want any of them? Do we have similar thoughts and feelings? Do you have completely opposite opinions to me? Because I think that's cool. Like, we are not supposed to all like the same thing. Do you know how boring that would be if we all had the exact same favorites? Like, it's great when we have things in common, but things would just be so boring if everyone had the exact same preferences. But yeah, thank you so much for being here and for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, leave your last 10 most recently used emojis. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram and BATTYBEAN there as well. Also, if you want to, you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here, and you can join my channel memberships. The link to sign up will be down below. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. Also, you can hop over to my second channel, also in my description box, if you would like additional content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.